Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
For many people, the number 13 is bad luck, like snake eyes at Vegas playing craps or rolling the dice. Or Friday the 13th. I'll never feel that way because my son was born on Friday the 13th. The number 13 is reigned tonight as the finale for the Australian NASCAR Championship. A wild card and the playoffs hang in the balance. We're glad you're joining us for coverage of Motorsport Australia Esports, Nitro Racing, and this is the Australian NASCAR Championship regular season finale. And as you see on the big fat screen, it is round 13. I am your American-Australian announcer, Wesley Outland, joined alongside in Indianapolis, the Speedway, Indiana, is Dylan McDonald, Nitro Racing, and also producer Biggles Dean Hopton punching the buttons. Dylan, I think I said all I could about an introduction about the number 13. The true question is at the end of round 13, who is going to the postseason and who can win Daytona? Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, Mr. Wes. And, you know, you hit it pretty much nail on the head right there. I mean, Daytona. Who doesn't want to end it at Daytona with a bang? You want to get that final race right here tonight. You also want to execute every single thing. So definitely want to see how this race plans out. Hopefully we don't get the big one and everything stays clean and green. And I'm really excited to see what green flag pit stops look like here tonight.
We have plenty to talk about, my friends. So without a further ado, let's get ready to introduce the starting lineup. It is Zach Kerr on the pole for Nexus Esports and Matt Danson on row number 1. Josh Micklemore and Ethan Winter, row 2. Lewis Greathead, Fitzroy Beaumont on row 3, both for Vermilion Esports and Academy. Brad Newman and Wayne Burke making up your row 4. Shane Bowen and Britton West, your top 10. Jason Holdsworth, who's the all-time starter of Australian NASCAR Championship Esports competition. He starts 11th. Jamie Ritchie will fire off Dylan in the number 12 spot.
In 13th, we have Sam Chapman alongside of him, Aaron Gilbert in the number 14 position. Henry King in 15th, Tyler Williams in 16th, Dave Douglas in 17th, 18th is going to be Brenton Thompson, and rounding out your 19-car field, not electing to take a time here tonight, is going to be Tom Freer.
This track is 2.5 miles, 4.023 kilometers. A lot like Indianapolis. As a rectangle, it's a tri-oval. And we're coming to green. The playoffs are decided at the end of 80 laps, 200 miles. We're underway here at the Virtual World Center of Racing. Aussie makes it mateys. You have a virtual race. And the Ford of Zach Kerr will lead the virtual Thundering Herd on the opening go down the super stretch off at turn 2, Dylan.
Yeah, looking at him already, Zach Kerr controlling that inside lane the way that he needs to, but doesn't want to get pushed out too far to where everybody else can form a train and come all the way back up to him.
Down into turn number 3, that's the purple 12, the P1 car, MP1, pardon the pun. Micklemore right behind them. Kerr and Micklemore. Greathead leads the outside lane off with Newman. Here they come, thundering down to the line. as Virtual Barney the Flagman looks on. 1 lap down, 79 to go. Top 3 single file behind them. They're coming to speed. They're door to door, heading back up at 31 degrees of banking in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, back there, just a little bit further. The number 7 getting stuck in the sucker hole, but still keeping up with the draft as best as he possibly can. But now you got Brad Newman moving up to the high side to get a little bit of a clean air.
They'll work their way into that third turn. That's Matt Danson. You're on board with him now as he's right behind the back of Newman's car, the Farmhouse Toyota number 1. Here they come. It's now Greathead St. Connie Chevrolet to his inside. He'll try to close in on the single file, double yellow line. Bottom of the racetrack formation is our catfishing of Kerr and Micklemore. That's 1 and 2. Newman now trying to get something worked on the outside middle lane. He'll get help with Danson. We're going to go do-si-doing side by side. 2 stepping up the bank into 2 there again.
Yeah, you see it there. Brad Newman trying to get a little bit of a side draft, but doesn't want to get too close and then have that predictive net code end up happening there. But still keeping it very strong on that outside, trying to pull the leaders back to him.
Another lap right now as they work their way again off the corner. Out of turn number 4. When they come off the tri-oval. By the way, the front straightaway measures at 18 degrees in the tri-oval. That is that tri-oval. That is 500 acres in the turf infield grass and a 180-acre infield correction. All this going on is right now. We work back into the corner. It is Kerr. He holds onto the spot. Beautiful purple car leads the way as they work 2.
Yeah, you see it there, Danson dipping out just a little bit to get a little bit of nice, clean air on that car as of right now. Micklemore all over the back bumper is Zach Kerr as well. So who's going to take the dive to get the clean air first, and who doesn't want to blow the engine as if it's up at the front, that's going to create a lot of calamity all the way through in the field.
Single file. Kerr, Carr, Micklemore, right there. And I'll tell you what, coming into tonight's race, it is Zach Kerr with the points lead. 5 wins this year, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s. You know he's going to the postseason, Mr. Dillon, but he wants to have one more moment under the lights at Daytona and put another win. More wins, more playoff points on the road to the championship that starts in 2 weeks.
And I think as of right now with Zach Kerr, he's trying to establish that dominance like, hey, I'm here to get this job done, and I won't stop till I get it done, as he went up top, blocked the run from Brad Newman very quickly, and he drops right back down low in front of Josh Micklemore. So we're already starting to see a little bit of a defensive move from that race leader trying to control both lanes.
Remember, after tonight, August 17th, in 14 days, we come back and it will be the Lady in Black Virtual Darlington for a 125-lap slugfest. By the way, I want to also remind you again, this race is going to be 200 miles, 80 laps. There's no stages like we've seen on the Tuesday series. So they're basically going straight 200 miles, 80 laps, 5 laps in. It's Kerr the leader, Micklemore, Newman, Greathead, Hansen top 5. You're on board with the 30 and 5th as he works back to turn 1 there.
Yeah, you can see it there. Danson kind of sawing the wheel just a little bit, trying to keep it as straight as he possibly can. Tucked up right behind Brad Newman, gets a good run off the corner, gives him a nice little shot, and now they're going to be side by side going down the backstretch. Oh, a little bit of a beating and banging there, but nothing too serious. New race leader going into the corner is going to be the number 1 of Brad Newman.
Here they come in front of that massive virtual and reality grandstand that sits 250,000 people just on the front straightaway. 125,000. That was why all of that Daytona Rising project work was done in the early 2000s. And the big stadium stands on the back straightaway were history. Zach Kerr, it is Micklemore. They're 1 and 2. Top 3 single file if you think of Greathead. Add also Bowen to the mix. And then behind them, a couple of teal green cars. Toyotas leading the way with Newman and Holdsworth side by side. From there, it's chaos in 3.
Yeah, after that little bit of a bump between the 2 race leaders, the 12 and the number 1, the 1 and 30 dropped way back. I'm surprised that Lewis Greathead decided to stick down on that inside lane, didn't want to try to control the outside. But it's still early in the race. Nobody wants to make those daring moves, as right now Danson and Brad Newman trying to get back up there to try to challenge for the race lead once again.
Thank you so much to everybody that's watching. BK Barnes, hello, evening, and whoa, there's a push. Holy camole, Newman went after the noose. And the 12 car really almost got sent in another atmosphere. Somehow, Major Tom holds on. Tom Kerr holds on to the lead. Zach Kerr, apologies, that's Tom Kerr Tom Freer in the back. We got a lot of pretty purple cars in the mix, but man, I want to say it's worth going to a production truck and looking at it, but you saw it in real time. Hold your breath, Dylan. That could have been disaster for the points leader.
Oh, absolutely, especially being all the way up at the front of the pack. Moves are going to be a little bit more daring than what you want it to be this early in the race. You don't want to have any type of damage. That could have been ended really badly. A big whoa.
He said you cannot get in this area. You cannot come and make a move here. Access denied. It's like trying to open your hotel room door thinking you got a green light and it flashes red on you, and you got to go right back down the 15th floors to the elevator to get a new green card. Right now, it is Kerr throwing the blocks on Micklemore, Greathead, and yes, Newman on the outside. It is getting really good, heading to 25 miles into Daytona. They're back in turn 1.
Yeah, very daring move. You've seen it there on the onboard shot with Josh Micklemore. Zach Kerr's got a little bit of a right rear damage. Not sure if that's going to take away any advantage to the number 12 machine. Still looks pretty strong and pretty fast up there, but here comes Brad Newman back to the outside. He's got a really big run, and Zach way back up.
He did it again, and this time they're going to put him right in the middle like a hot knife through butter. Newman now up on the top shelf. He's up against the safer barrier in the marbles. Somehow, the 1 car goes to P1. Dancing from 5th to 2nd as well as they push, shuck and jive around Kerr. Getting the lead is Newman going to turn 1 in car 1.
Very good move by Brad Newman. He said, you know what, I had enough of that. He's going to take him 3 wide, put Zach Kerr in the sucker hole. Luckily, Lewis decided to check up just a little bit, let Zach Kerr back in so he didn't lose a lot of spots. But now the 2 that were pushing each other have now split. Danson went high, Brad Newman stayed low.
And somehow, Newman on the inside, holding off Micklemore. Micklemore is the BMG X Series champion of last year. He's at that 31 and now dancing up high as Kerr. Now got to go back and play defense. By the way, we mentioned a lot of 1s in the sentence a moment ago. That was also the first lead change of the race. It was Kerr all the way until Newman and car 1 got around him. And now he leads the cavalry down the back straightaway.
Yeah. Looking at it now, very good move. I'm surprised there hasn't been a lot of lead changes here as Lewis decides to take it up to the outside of this time going into turn number 3. So could potentially have another lead change coming back to the checkered or the start-finish line. Lewis looking to take it to the top, just not able to get there just yet.
Somebody chimed in and they said it is too early to be doing this. And remember, there's no stages on the line either. 200 miles, 80 laps. We're not even 25, 30 miles into this one yet. as they work to the inside. Newman back to the bottom. Here comes Greathead for Team Connie. He'll power his strengths to the outside lane. He's got a push by Danson. A little wiggle, a jiggle, a giggle, a bobble. Down the super stretch they go, and somehow they get in formation. Stride for stride, door to door. Pistol cock locked. Chevrolets, Toyotas, door to door to turn 3.
Yeah, if you're not entertained this early, then I don't know what else that we could provide to have more entertainment here. You want to talk about early access fireworks? Newman, Lewis, Zach, Micklemore, Danson, they're all giving us all the fireworks that we could possibly need here at Daytona. And we're not even a quarter of the way into this race.
Danson on the outside. A little shuck and jive down to the bottom. Can they get something going? It is Newman. Yeah, dancing to the music, if you will. Pardon the pun, but now Newman now. And Micklemore. We saw them be teammates earlier now. And Dylan, they're now 1 and 2. As we watch Danson fall back to third. Greathead. Gilbert working 35 miles here on lap 15 when they come to the line.
Yeah, you know, you say the teammates thing, and that's exactly what they're going to be. They're going to be teammates. They're going to help each other out as much as they possibly can. But once it comes down to that crunch time, 2-3 laps to go, you're going to see everybody go whichever way they need to. And it's everybody in for themselves at that point. So look for maybe Josh to put a move on Brad Newman towards the end of the race if there's a move to be made. But as of right now, you got to find your friends where you can make them.
Friends, you gotta have them. Friends, you gotta need them. But sometimes your friend might become your enemy. What's that old cliche, that old line? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And the friend of my friend is my enemy. So somebody that might help you might just take that opportunity away. As they work their way back into turn number 1, it is Newman in the lead. Look at Danson up high. They're going to go side by side. An outside lane is forming with those 4 cars up on that top side. It's Newman locked in his Toyota as they work off 2.
Yeah, you can see there, everybody choosing to go down to the inside lane. You only got 4 cars on that outside, but Wes, it's really remarkable how well those 4 cars on the outside are keeping up with the cars on the inside, but they're well more formed up. There's not a lot of gaps like there is down on that inside. Look how big of the gap between Lewis and Micklemore than Lewis and Zach. They need to tighten that bottom lane up if they want to have any chance of getting away from that top side.
4.023 kilometer tri-oval here in Daytona. Totally different than what we ran at the 2.5 mile Indianapolis Speedway in your neck of the woods 2 weeks ago, Dylan. High banked, flat track at Indy. High banks here, 31 degrees, 18 degrees on the front straightaway, 5 degrees on the back straightaway on the super stretch. And a 180-acre turf infield, 500 acres, including, of course, that inside lane. A lot of wide racing we can see here. But I will tell you this. One of the things that I've been told by many people, though, Dylan, is the fact that you don't have a lot of room here at Daytona like you do at Talladega, man. You can run out of room here very quickly if you get greedy. Nitro Racing, oval setups, Cup, Xfinity, Truck, proud partner of Australian NASCAR Championship. And right now, it is Newman leading again off 2.
Yeah, you hit it pretty well there with the tightness of the racing. You know, you can obviously go 3 wide here at Daytona. 4 wide, not going to happen. You might as well just chalk that up as a loss. Now, Talladega, yeah, absolutely, you can do the 4 wide at Talladega. I don't know what, so it doesn't really look any different from Talladega to Daytona, but 4 wide just does not work there. 3 wide, it can work. You just got to really pay attention and see who's all around you while you make that 3 wide move.
Patience indeed. By the way, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. This is, again, Australian NASCAR Series, a part of Motorsport Australia Esports. Dylan McDonald, I am Wesley Outland. Yes, we're in the United States. It's currently 6:40 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I just got back in from announcing races all weekend. Settling in for another one today. Going to get some much-needed rest after we work with you all tonight in Australia, mates and mateys. And I will tell you this, Dylan, obviously, as it's 8:40 Australian Eastern Time, or Australian Standard Time for them, they are being treated to a fun 50 miles so far. 50 miles in your top 10. Newman, Micklemore, Greathead, Danson, the poleman Kerr, the points leader, Gilbert, Holdsworth, King, Bowen, and Beaumont. And honestly, any of these guys can be in it to win it. We still got a long way to go.
Oh, absolutely. And I think after those couple shots there to Kerr with the blocking and everything, I think he finally figured out, like, hey, you know what? If I want to finish this race, let me come down a little bit and just kind of relax, see what happens. He's currently riding around in 6th position down to that inside, keeping his cool, keeping his distance just in case something does happen. He has an escape plan, but the one that's all over doing what he needs to do is Josh Micklemore up there in P number 2, sticking with Brad Newman, not letting him be feeling like he's out there by himself. He's really sticking it to the back bumper. Can't wait to see what these two drivers do. Is this the point where we're going to start talking about pit strategy? What are you getting ready to do here coming up on lap number 20, getting ready to take lap number 23?
Broadcasting, if you choose to, in 1440p 60 HD quality. What a look at that as you're watching it in real time. It feels like the real deal. Hey, by the way, speaking of the great Australian announcer Lee Diffie, he is back in the USA NBC booth this afternoon. The Iowa Corn 300, and Lee Diffie will be on the call for NASCAR as NBC covers the home stretch from Brisbane, Australia. Our buddy Lee Diffie. I was tweeting with him the other day, Dean. Somebody said, let's go tandem dancing. I think it's time. And we're about to go 3 wide as somebody goes up the middle. Greathead and Kerr stick it up the middle. Now they go to the outside, up in the top shelf where Grandma hides the cookies from Grandpa and the Vegemite sandwiches too. It's now Newman on the bottom. Greathead sideways for Team Connie as they battle the 1 and the 6, the 31 and the 12. You wanted tandem racing, Dylan. They wanted it. They got it up the bank and won.
Oh, absolutely. That 3 wide move pulled out perfectly. Lewis and Zach Kerr able to get around the number 30 machine, tucked back into 2 wide racing. I thought Lewis had it there at the line, but Brad Newman, with that pointed nose of that Toyota Supra, was able to maintain the lead. But anything can happen. Everything's going to change lap by lap. Going to see what Lewis can do now with Zach Kerr right behind him and Matt Danson right behind Zach Kerr.
Newman's Toyota Supra perfectly until green and blue down to the inside. That black and red and silver and gray, number 6 of Greathead, getting a great push by the points leader, Zach Kerr, and it will move the 12 back to the lead for Greathead. No, it will not. They start to free fall a little bit. It's Newman on the inside. They're trying to get a 3rd lane started right now, 50 miles in, but I just think it's too early for that. They can't get anything going for a 3rd lane, and I don't know why you'd want to do that the first 100 miles of the race, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my time. If I'm in this race, this is my time to be like a Jason Holdsworth or like a Beaumont. They're being cautious. They're being steady. They're just being patient. Patience is going to definitely pay off big here at Daytona. If you want to ride, let's ride. I'd wait till lap 60 of 80 to start pushing that envelope. See what you can do. See what you can get away with. Right now, only 51 miles into this race. There's no reason to be trying to put it 3 wide, but you got to see what works and what doesn't at the same time.
And with that said, great head now up the outside lane, a push by Kerr. Here comes Newman. Danson, this is on the outside. Meanwhile, Newman's car, the one, still stays locked to that double yellow line on the inside. Green flag since it started. My goodness, I don't want to jinx anything, but I got a feeling in the next 10 laps, around 45 laps into this thing, we're going to start to see green flag pit stops, Dylan, and somebody might try to go for an undercut early on the pack.
Yeah, with the undercut, with that, you got to make sure that you have some people with you. I know a lot of people might do the undercut. You want to at least have, point proven, you got to have at least 3 cars with you, so you make it a 4-car tandem to keep it in that position. But pit road is definitely going to be another tricky part, right? You got to stagger yourself. You don't want to run in the back of somebody. You don't want to speed as well. You're going to go from almost 200 mile an hour all the way down to 55 or 60 mile an hour in just like a blink of an eye. So definitely going to keep an eye out for that once the green flag pit stops start happening.
And that's exactly what we're watching right now. I am Wesley Outland, Dylan McDonald alongside Bigglestein Hopton, our producer. Biggles is having a fun time. Daytona, final race of the regular season, round 13. Your playoffs are decided in 2 weeks, and we're going to Darlington. Side by side with Newman on the inside. Great Head and Mickelmore now battle for second spot. You've got Carr, and Holdsworth. By the way, Jason Holdsworth, the all-time starter of Australian NASCAR esports tonight. Jason Holdsworth makes his 154th career start. He's looking for his 20th career win. He's got 19, along with 46 top 5s and 72 top 10s. And right now, Holdsworth is in the top 5 as they work the back straightaway, Dylan.
Yeah, we're getting the back straightaway very well. Another thing that I don't...
Oh, no. Oh, what a save by Newman! In the grass was Holdsworth! I was only talking about your stats! And Holdsworth's in trouble! He hits the 10 of Douglas! They spin to the bottom of the apron! Back up the banking! They're out of harm's way! I don't think this will draw a caution! Nobody else is around them! Heartbreak for Holdsworth in 10 and Douglas! Holdsworth in 8, Douglas in 10. We stay green, Dylan. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that I would just get ready to say I haven't seen anybody pushing the pusher, and as I was getting ready to say it, the broadcaster curse came back and kind of bit me in the rear end there. But such travesty for Jason Holdsworth and Dave Douglas. Don't want to see anybody get taken out in that way with how all that ended up happening. But that's going to relinquish the lead back over to Zach Kerr.
I was just bragging about his stats, and then the next thing you know, this started, by the way, with Newman. Watch the replay. Oh, we got trouble. Hold that thought. Hold it, guys. Hold it. Oh, we got a replay. Oh, we almost had him crashing again, guys. Come back. What are you doing? No, dude, the leaders almost crashed. Oh, my goodness, that was so close. Watch it again. And they almost did it again. Watch it one more time. Look at this. Newman, and then watch the 8. There's Holdsworth on the inside. And then up the racetrack into Douglas. Oh, boy, Dylan. Wow. But again, no caution. No caution. And here we go again. There's more contact. We just saw that right before we went to the replay. These guys are fighting for it as we head to 100 miles into this thing.
Yeah, you would think Zach Kerr learned his lesson from the beginning of the race, but I was to push the envelope here, really trying to keep Brad Newman behind him. How much more of this is Brad Newman going to take? Ugh. We'll talk about having chills go down your spine every lap. This is where it's at.
I'm telling you.
So if you're Brad Newman, Wes, and you're behind Zach Kerr, oh, there we go.
Here we go again. Somehow trying to hold them off. And I think he's going to do it. We are closing in, believe it or not, on the first 100 miles of this race. And Newman's car on the outside, up in front and looking good, feeling fancy-free after almost having some old shuck moments a moment ago there.
Yeah, hopefully Brad Newman's got brown pants on, because that was code brown for about 4 laps in a row for the number 1 machine. So definitely good to see that he's still out there. A lot of these drivers still out there, still running, keeping the cars as clean as they possibly can. And finally, we get a little bit of a break between the hardship battles here, as Zach Kerr fell all the way back down to P number 5, but he's still not out of it. Anybody can win.
In it to win it, no doubt, as we are closing in on halfway. Yes, it is the commentator curse. I feel so bad. I was only bragging about Holdsworth's stats, and then we had another one. It's now Newman and Greathead. Here they come at full speed. Take a listen to this. Such sweet virtual thunder. Oh, you got to love it. And now Greathead will go to the lead of the 6th car. Who's coming to pit lane? There is no idea of knowing which direction they are going or when they're going to show signs of slowing, like Willy Wonka. And right now, the Greathead and Newman going side by side, dealing to get into one. Remember, they're going to pit. We just don't know when it happens.
Yeah, and right now, the top 4 on that outside. So you got Newman, Danson, Bowen, and King all up on that outside. They have to try to make their way down to that inside if their pits are coming up here shortly. And, you know, like I said, going into pit road, they got to be able to stagger themselves around each other, so that way nobody's going to be able to hit each other getting into pit lane, getting any unnecessary damage to their race cars where they don't need it.
By the way, if y'all want to see something really cool racetrack related, I don't know what 1 p.m. Eastern is in Australia time. I guess it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I guess, wasn't it, on Monday? The Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds are playing this afternoon because at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Speedway Baseball Classic, it got rained out yesterday. So they're playing today. And a racetrack is having a baseball game. I love baseball. Don't hurt my feelings, Dylan. Come on. Or Dean, right? Yeah, there you go. Y'all watch kangaroos racing? Is that what you said? Cricket. Oh, y'all like cricket. Oh, cricket. Dylan, NASCAR was at Indy last week, man. Were you able to try to pop in or take it in or look at it or whatnot?
Oh, no, I actually worked all weekend, so I wasn't. And plus, it's a 2-hour drive for me down south to Indianapolis, so I was like, I'm not dealing with
You're in
traffic.
Fort Wayne, Indiana, right? I said you were in Indy earlier. My apologies. You're in Fort Wayne. Rumble in Fort Wayne.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for that to come around here in December. So that'll definitely be fun.
Well, can you believe that we're closing in on 100 miles? He's Dylan McDonald, by the way. I'm Wesley Outland. It is heading towards 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in America for us. He's in Indiana. I'm in North Carolina. That's I'm actually Pennsylvania. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. Now for you guys, you're heading towards 9 p.m. Australian Standard Time. And I will tell you this, Lewis Greathead and Brad Newman have had a slugfest here. 30 minutes, 100 miles in this race so far coming up. Dylan, your take of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk about a slugfest? It has absolutely been a slugfest between these two. It's been a slugfest between Brad Newman and Zach Kerr. Almost kind of like what it was last week at Indianapolis, and the week before or a couple weeks ago in the Xfinity Series at Gateway. Everything is absolutely beautiful happening here, and everybody's kind of keeping it calm as of right now, and I think they're trying to figure out pit strategies here. Not sure exactly what the fuel window is for these drivers, but they're going to be looking to see who's going to take the undercut, like you said earlier. Can't wait to see how many cars go in with that undercut as well.
This is the round 13 regular season finale, meaning at the end of the night, the powers that be will get together and they will tally up the points to determine how it will shake out for the run to the playoffs. And if you're a guy that's on the outside looking in, if you have a good run here, Dylan, you could put yourself in contention to go to the postseason.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody wants to go to the postseason and then start the playoffs right with a win under their belt. Lewis Greathead would love to start his playoff debut in 2 weeks' time with a win. Have that boost of confidence. I don't know what it is, but when you win just before the playoff starts, your confidence is on 11 out of 10. You're just up there. You're on your high horse. You feel really good, and I think that's exactly what a lot of these drivers are going to feel like if they get the win here tonight and show them, like, hey, we got pit stops happening right now.
We had a feeling that they were going to happen, and now you got to make sure you don't crash entering pit lane. Believe it or not, these guys went all the way over 100 miles, 102 and a half to be exact. They could possibly go the finish of this race. Unbelievable.
I kind of want to know if Lewis Greathead got a black flag or not. Watching him get into pit lane, he kind of slid into the grass. Not sure if that's going to be unsafe pit entry or if they're just going to mark it up and say, hey, no harm, no foul. You got it back in. You were underneath the speed limit. Everything's good to go.
So we can tell you that if they do have penalties, they pop it up on the screen. Right now, we're not seeing it. Here comes that second flight coming down pit lane now the way, by the way. Oh, he's not doing... Okay, Mike. I got you. He doesn't do like Jason does. I got you. Danson, Newman, Bowen, West. Everybody's on pit lane. Top 10 on pit road. And here comes now Micklemore. BMG X Series champion. By the way, join us for the Burley Motor Group Australian NASCAR Esports X Series. Look out, Micklemore. Now remember, you got to stay below the WLU line, and you got to wait till you get to the blend line on the back straightaway. If you jump it, you will sustain a penalty.
This is the only bad part with Josh Micklemore is he has no help. And now you got Matt Danson right on the back bumper of Brad Newman. That's going to be Brad Newman's best friend. It's going to be your lever boy, as a lot of people would say. He is going to be there through everything and help him get back up to Micklemore. But here comes the pack that went in one lap earlier.
Oh my goodness, look at this. And look at Greathead back in the saddle again. And look at these guys. They're all stacked up with one another. Here, by the way, we got trouble going around. In the grass is Micklemore. No, it's not Micklemore. Yes, it is Micklemore. He's on pit road, but somebody spun. I just don't know who. It happened so fast. Fitzroy Beaumont, the one that went around, and still, Dylan, no caution as we're in the second 100 miles of this race.
Yeah, quick and easy to get locked up there down into the grass. Brad Newman just caught just the littlest bit of the number 16, sent him on around. He's able to keep it out of the way of the other drivers, but now look who's back in front of the number 1. It's Zach Kerr.
What is it going to take? Look at them now. Kerr back in front, the points leader again. He's got Newman to the outside. Clowns to the left of me, Chuckers to the right on Motorsport Australia Esports tonight from Daytona. And look at Newman and Kerr side by side. Dancing in Greathead. Burke, the Chicago Street Race winner, and Bowen right there. We're top 4, door to door to the back straightaway.
Yeah, I don't know about you looking at it now. I think Newman's starting to get a little bit irritated with Zach Kerr blocking the whole race, or it might just be having a little bit of fun out there. You may never know, but I can tell you what, Brad Newman, not one to wanting to push that number 12 machine. He's like, hey, you know what? You don't keep throwing them blocks, I'm going to feed you to the sucker hole. I'm going to get around you one way or another.
What is going to happen now as they work their way again? Another lap. We're in the second half of this race. Your top 10 right now. It's Zach Kerr. The Ford in front. Lewis Greathead. Brad Newman. Oh, there's contact. Zach Kerr sideways. Newman loose. Kerr spinning inside of the racetrack. Oh. And they're still not throwing a yellow flag. For the love of humanity of all Australian people, why are you not throwing a caution? I've saw twice now you should throw the Banana Republic flag. Come on, Barney. Do your job. Look at this. Man. Why?
Tom Freer getting involved in that as well. Hate to see it for Tom Freer.
I mean, is Barney on strike and we didn't get the memo?
Oh, correction. It was not Tom Freer. Tom Freer's still in there. It was another one of those beautiful purple cars. I couldn't. There's just too many. I just happen to see purple.
Yeah, I agree with you. I saw just a purple car. I want to say it was Richie. Beat Richie. Beat.
Yeah, it's still devastating there. Obviously, a lot of torn up race cars. Brad Newman's got a tore up race car as of right now, but looking at Wayne Burke all over the back bumper of the number 6 of Lewis Greathead. Lewis, as of right now, as we take a look at the replay, is big block, late block.
Throw a caution, right? I mean, come on, brother. Look at that.
Dance is doing the do-si-do. That, the hokey pokey.
And you turn yourself around.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, it definitely sucked for Matt Danson. He was having such a great run all the way in and through. Just have that ended up happening. A lot of tore up race cars just in that little incident there.
The last 2 cautions, you would think you would throw the yellow flag, but they didn't. They're having him race at it. Could we see 200 miles caution free, Dylan? Are we over exaggerating that might possibly become a reality? 30 to go. We're heading to lap 50. 125 miles into this thing.
Yeah, I think maybe if the wrecks keep happening, but they're not on the racing surface and they're out of the way, I could definitely see the race staying completely green and not having that yellow flag come out. But something's got to give, especially whenever you have a couple of cars down on the inside. Anything could have happened. Luckily, nobody came up back onto the racetrack, but anything can happen. Maybe a little bit of a competition yellow to bring everybody back, get everybody regrouped, and get their kind of mojo back in a way to bring these guys back together.
Motorsport Australia, if you'd like to know more information on them, go to Motorsport Australia, give them a like. They got 29,000 people, and while you're doing that, we're on the road to 3,000 for the Australian NASCAR E-Series. And a big thanks to Nitro Racing. Oval setups, dirt, pavement, oval track, stock cars, you name it. Join the Nitro Racing Garage. There's a road course winner at the Chicago Street Race, Wayne Burke. He's now second. He battles Greathead for the lead as we're top 5, rows, door to door. That's your top 10 going to the backstretch, Dylan, going to 3.
Yeah, right here. Everybody in this front pack, other than Josh Micklemore, is on the lead lap. So Josh Micklemore just there, kind of being there in the middle, just in case something does happen and a yellow flag comes out. He doesn't want to make any contact with a wall or a car or anything. Just wants to be able to be there, get his lap back. If a caution does end up coming out, he get his lap back, be back on the lead lap, and see what that number 31 machine can do. Like you said, we got 30 laps to go. This is where it can make or break your race. Where do you want to go? How do you want to do it? And how much strategy are you going to put into making that run into getting that next checkered flag?
There's the weather conditions, by the way, just checking that out right now. Partly cloudy conditions, 81 degrees for the ambient temperature outside. In sim time, it is 83 degrees, heading towards 82 degrees, 28 Celsius for track temp. And we're heading to 125 miles completed and 30 laps to go. This race has totally shocked the hell out of me, Aussie mates and mateys. I'm not going to lie to you. And right now we're seeing Great Head have the opportunity to lead this thing now as they work side by side, working door to door, now back to turn 3. And hey, look, you're inside the top 9, top 10 right there. You got a chance to win this race here now, Dylan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can win it from 10th position. You just got to put yourself in that position. Tom Freer started from the back of the field. He's all the way up to 8th position. So if there's anybody that can do it, it's going to, me personally, I'm going to say somebody in the back of this pack is going to be the race winner. So Tom Freer or even, I believe it is, the 88, I don't know his name. I've never seen his name before.
Brenton Hobson.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, I always go for the guys that are in the back of the pack. You never want to be the race leader at any type of super speedway. I always go for the guys in the back of the pack because, one, it's always fun to pass other people and see them pass other people and see what kind of runs they can generate. But, like you said, Wes, anybody in this top 10 up here can get the race win.
And I'm understanding that Great Head and Burke, for that matter, I don't think Wayne Burke's eligible either. He won the race, and he was telling us that he wasn't well, actually, he's second in the point standing with 1 win. But I know Great Head is not playoff eligible. He does have 1 win already this year, trying to go for his second. But look at now, Burke. Great Head and Burke right now, teammates for Team Connie. Couple of Chevrolet Camaros up in the front as we head in to the final. I can't believe I'm saying this, that we're heading into the final 25 laps and 75 miles of this thing.
Yeah, you see it there. The Vermilion Esports cars controlling the inside and outside lane. Total team control, as one could say. And then you got Ethan Winter on the outside, and then you got Zach Kerr on the inside. So 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, 4 rows deep, side by side, anything can happen. And then you got Josh Micklemore, the one car that is 1 lap down, playing spoiler. Who is the lap down car going to go with when the time comes at the end of this race?
But Barney, this is what I want you to do, my friend. I want you to fall out of the flag stand. I want you to be like Michael Waltrip at the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro and drop the caution flag. Because we need one. Good. Googly moo. As Dean said, oh, the humanity. Oh. No, Dean, I'm just saying. I can't believe it. No, there's been 2 cautions that should have been cautions, and they weren't cautions. But they're like hell-bent on wanting to make this be a 200-mile caution-free race, and they're doing it. Can you believe that we ran a total of 55 of 80 laps? And it's 45 minutes since we dropped the green, Dylan. Unbelievable. This might be the fastest 200-mile race in history of NASCAR esports.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely going to be something fun to watch. I mean, if they go green the whole way, it's going to be remarkable. The last time that a plate track has went completely green was back in the 90s. No stages, no nothing. And I believe, if my memory serves me right, I believe Mark Martin won that race back in the older days, I think. Can't really jog it that much, but if it goes green.
By the way, Douglas is out. Douglas is out, and he's ready to go. Aussie Happy Gilmore on everybody. He's going to go play golf, so look out, everybody. Remember, Douglas, yell 4. Great head. Burke, and yeah, I mean, look at this. As happy place. Got to find your happy place with half-naked lingerie women and holding beer mugs. There you go. Even the Aussies and Americans love that, right? All you men out there. Yes. Great hand in the lead. Can he hold on? Hey, that's my happy place, okay? So don't screw me. Dylan, I just... That's right. Great head on the inside. Kerr. Man, what a job for the P1 car. The points leader going into the playoffs, having a good run. He had some scares earlier, Zach Kerr. But right now, he is in the second spot, and we're heading into the final 50 miles of this race. Unbelievable, Dylan McDonald, as they're heading their way back in one.
Yeah, you see there, Zach Kerr had the smallest opportunity to take it back up high and get that clean air. But I think maybe possibly lose. No!
The 41 Freer, Tom Freer. Major Tom ground control. You're spinning on the backstretch. And finally, the first caution of the night is out in Daytona.
Oh, that car is absolutely destroyed. No. Oh, no.
For everybody that wanted an Australian yellow flag to come out, you got one. Here's a replay. I literally, Dylan said, beat Richie, because lap traffic was really off the pace on the outside lane. And then all of a sudden, he tags the right rear of the 03. The 03 hits Tom Freer in the right rear. Nowhere to go. Double right rear cause and effect. Domino caution, and we're under yellow flag on the back straightaway. Unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely not what a lot of these drivers wanted to see, but it kind of allows us to catch our breath a little bit here, Wes. I mean, we haven't been able to see anything happen there. And another great pick here by Dean. Yeah,
I was trying to tell you, the Richie car hit the 03's car of Aaron Gilbert, and then he hit the right rear of the 41 and Tom Freer. Watch it again. It's the right rear effect. Look at this. Every action has a positive, and in this case, a negative reaction. And that's exactly, Dylan, what happened. And another guy in the back had nowhere to go, and he went spinning too. Look at there goes Gilbert. Beat Richie. He got hit twice, man. You normally gotta look at that. Richie calls the accident, Dylan, and at the end of the caution, Gilbert was going to make sure he was the last car spinning in.
Oh, absolutely. He made sure. He's like, you know what? You started it. We're going to make sure that you get to finish it too. Doing a little pirouette down the backstretch. And do you know who this really benefits? That's going to be Josh Micklemore. He's going to be able to get that lap back here, and that's going to help Brad Newman out as well. Because look at the right front of the number one machine. He had a lot of damage on there. So now everybody can regroup, get back together, and we're going to see what just kind of how this racing is going to go for the last Believe we had
50 miles are left. 50 miles are left. 20 laps remaining. We have completed 3/4 of this race, and I got a feeling now the fireworks, or as Adam said in Little Nicky, it's time for the feathers to fly.
Beautiful. Love that.
Let the feathers fly. That's all I'm going to say, my friend. Yes.
Yeah, definitely going to see what is going to transpire here. And how aggressive is Zach Kerr going to be coming back to the green flag? Is he going to be a little bit patient this time, or is he going to take it straight to the man and get that lead back, try to get the race win? Or is he just going to relax here on this final restart?
Jason Holdsworth says, yeah, that's tough, but he'll be in the playoffs. There you go. There you go. So a lot of guys that might be out of the race or have retired, they have done what they needed to do, though, possibly to go to the playoffs. Everything will be reset, retallied. There's Jason Holdsworth, by the way. He's on the damaged vehicle policy right now to try to get time fixed on his car. And we are coming to the one to go indication. My apologies. Here is your top 10 as we settle in for a restart with lap number 62, under 50 miles remain. Zach Kerr is back in the lead for Nexus Esports. Team Connie and Vermillion, Lewis Greathead and Wayne Burke for Vermillion are second and third in the 6 and the 89. Ethan Winter, what a quiet night for the Vortex Sim Sport Chevrolet Toyota. And remember, Dylan, he was leading at Indy 2 weeks ago when he got crashed out. Ethan Winter right now sitting in the top 5. Tyler Williams as well for Racecraft Academy. Then it's Shane Bowen in his Ford for Cobalt Racing. The Synergy Sim Racing in number 88 of Britton Hobson in his Chevrolet 7th. Toyota number 7, 8th of Sam Chapman for Team Vermillion. Then it's Team Jenks Shifters in the top 10, rounded out the top 10 of Henry King in the 03 and Aaron Gilbert in Aaron Gilbert in the 03, Henry King in the 52. And that's your top 10. The guy that did get the lucky dog of the free pass, as you said, Dylan, is Josh Micklemore. He's back in. So is Brad Newman. 12 cars on the lead lap as we get ready for a restart.
Yeah, this restart is definitely going to be one for the ages. Who's going to have the better jump? What is Lewis Greathead going to do? He's got his teammate behind him. Are they going to count it down for each other? Are they going to get a good jump on that inside lane to keep them honest and get those Vermillion cars a 1-2 finish? Or is Zach Kerr going to be able to time this restart absolutely perfect?
Yeah, that's something we'll have to watch.
Green flag.
Green flag back out. Time to bring the action, the final 40 miles here in Daytona. Who's going to the playoffs? Who's going to be in tears? Who's waiting for another caution? Because normally cautions breed cautions as well.
Yeah, you see it there. The 89 didn't get the bigger jump than what he thought he was going to get, but it worked out to their favor. They're back to nose to tail there. The outside not getting as much of a run as they possibly can, but Zach Kerr and that Ford Mustang power trying to power around on that outside.
The rumble from up top side, you're taking a listen to it now. Here they come. Back to full song at 185 to 190 miles an hour. The draft might push him up to 195. He was great head and Burke. Listen to that rumble, that sweet virtual perpetual thunder crescendo in the corners off that 31 degrees of banking. Here they come now. Back on the back straightaway. Drop kick to the outside lane is going to be Kerr, the points leader. He's going to now fall back to the top 5. Great head now, the leader as they work in turn 3.
Yeah, Greathead doing exactly what he needs to do. He's out there being great, leading this lane down to that inside, trying to do exactly what he needs to do. Wants his teammate right behind him. And one thing I haven't seen Lewis do, go up and try to control both lanes. That is a big key factor in plate track racing, is controlling both lanes. But he believes in that number 6 machine that he can hold the power down on that inside and keep the momentum up, and he doesn't have to worry about that.
And remember, we're closing in on 15 laps to go. That's the equivalent of 35 miles left in this race here. You got anything left in the tank, you better show it right now. Here they come with Greathead on the inside. And by the way, everybody pitted for the most part in the last caution. They can go the distance. And remember, overtime a possibility as well. As they go back into the corner, Greathead, look at Zach Kerr's Ford. He will not go away in the P1 number 12. On the outside, here comes Winner. Williams on the inside behind the machine of Burke. And it is kitty, meow, meow, meow. The claws are out as they work into turn number 3, as they hold off the Kangaroos heading their way into turn number 3 and 4. It is really getting excited. I think we're setting up for an epic finish here as they work 3 and 4, Dylan.
Yeah, look in there, the P1 dock machine of Zach Kerr trying to do what he can do to get that top lane organized and get ready to go. Everybody's just trying to jockey for position. They know the laps are running down. They want to get as many positions as they possibly can, but the two on the inside, the Vermilion Esports drivers, holding steady, doing what they need to do. And I believe if I'm Wayne Burke, I am in Lewis's ear saying, hey, don't worry about your mirror. Just focus on the road in front of you. I got your 6 no matter what. I'll be there. I'm not going to leave you for the rest of this race.
I'll tell you this much as well, as you just mentioned it. You literally have got to not lose your cool here as well. I'll say that. One wrong slip, you get aggressive, you take yourself out. You don't want to do that. Don't do that.
You see it there, Zach Kerr pulling alongside of the number 6 of Lewis, Greathead, trying to do what he can. Ethan Winter kind of laying off the back bumper just a little bit, but that sets up a beautiful exit for the number 39 to get right back on the back bump of Zach Kerr and pull them back alongside. But, a little bit of a looseness there for Wayne Burke.
Just a little aggressive. Hold on to it. We ain't reached that point yet. We might go 3 wide. The man in the highlighter color says, look at me. That pops into the 80-80s in the crazy 8 spot. Right now, behind the back of Chapman. Look at this. 6 cars. Or 6 cars inside and outside. 12 cars total. They are right there on the lead lap. They could win this race even Micklemore. And 11 has been good. You got to hold it together, though, as we head to the final 25 miles of Daytona, though.
Something's going to miss with Zach Kerr. Not sure what happened to him. He's going to drop back. He's going to relinquish that top spot on that outside. He's going to drop back. And as the great Will Smith once said, it's time to get jiggy with it. Is everybody going to try to...
Even you Ozzy makes the ladies know what that song's about, right? And that's exactly what it's time to do. Yeah.
Not exactly sure what happened to Zach Kerr and why he wanted to go back towards the back. Is he had a good position, but like you said, the 88 of Hobson, he's up there in P number 6 now. He's going to try to put his fight in the hat up here towards the front.
You're exactly right. heading to the final 10 laps. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 miles from now will determine at the end of round 13 in what has been a very calm race, where the playoffs will be in 2 weeks when we come back and commence at Darlington. Right now, Greathead in the lead. I'm understanding he is not a point eligible driver, so he's looking for his second win, but it won't go towards the playoffs.
Oh, man, that's got to be devastating for Lewis Greathead. Having a fantastic race up here, but not eligible for the playoffs. That's got to sting just a little bit. But you can add the win to your resume. Not a lot of people can say, hey, you know what? It may not be the in real life thing, but I've won at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. So still going to be a great race up here. Now Ethan Winter is going to try to challenge for the race lead on that high side. He's got the number 34 locked, or 38, excuse me, locked on his back bumper.
What do you do? What do you do? Right now, Greathead locked to the inside. He's committed, right? He ain't backing down. He's got Burke right there, the man who won at the Chicago Street Race a couple of weeks ago. He's there to the inside also. And I can't believe it. You know, Dylan, it puzzles me. And Dina will listen to what I'm saying. A couple of nights ago in America, we did the Cops NASCAR Truck Series race at Talladega. Okay, about a mile and a half, a little bit bigger. About 1/6 of the mile, 2.66 miles, 2.5 miles. The point that I'm getting is it was all won on the outside lane. Races sometimes are done and won here at Daytona on the outside lane. But for some reason, there is a damn bullseye, and then there's a block sign on anybody that tries to get something going on the outside lane tonight. A no smoking sign flashing red telling you can't do it. And so far, you've got to be locked to the bottom. You've got to catfish Aussie World to win here. And right now, Greathead knows it with 7 to go.
Yeah, you see it there. Third lane starting to form up. The 88 went up high to make that third lane. Micklemore followed, but he backed out of it, said, nah, I got to have an escape route. Micklemore through the middle.
Here we go. Trouble. Micklemore in. We got cars airborne. And will we see a caution? We have not seen a caution yet. Boy, this thing, race director is relentless, man. Unbelievable.
Wes, that I am now 2 for 2 on this.
That was Micklemore, Hobson, and the other car that got up in the air. And we're still green. I can't believe this, Dylan. Wow.
Yeah, I am now 2 for 2 on broadcaster curses. So I am not saying anything anymore about any driver making their way up to the front, because it's just going to end very bad. But look at the number 34. By himself on the outside, trying to make it work. Does Ethan Winter follow him?
iRacing is the people that will call yellow flag, and obviously they're on strike tonight. They're race directed in America like we are calling in America. We want to get our butts in the bed. 5 laps to go. Home stretch time.
You got a Vermilion Esports 1, 2,
oh
3
boy.
lap traffic.
Oh. He was the dominator at one time tonight. Now his Toyota gets bypassed by the congregation off 2. Unbelievable. It is all Greathead. By the way, keep an eye on Williams in the 34. There he is, in it to win it. We're now down to, 7 that could win this race.
See it there. Who's going to back up the entry into the corner or down the backstretch, get the major run, bounce it to the outside? Like you said, in the NASCAR Truck Series, You seen it one on the outside. Is that going to be the pass to make to get your win here tonight? We'll find out in 4 laps time, but Ethan Winter being patient all race long. He's got a Vermilion car right behind him. Chapman pushing him, trying to get him back up there towards the front. You got 2 on the out, 5 on the in. Who's going to battle? As so far, they're neck and neck going into turn 3.
Under 10 miles remaining. Here they come. Working off turn 4. Here they come for the line. It is Greathead still on the inside. Burke now with a push. He's got now Winter up on the outside. That's the yellow and black 39. A push by Chapman. All that's going on is now... Yep, here comes that car. He's back in it. And how about Richie? Beat Richie. A lap down. He's in the back. But could he cause chaos and mayhem? The final 7.5 miles coming to the penultimate lap when they come to the line next time by, Dylan.
Yeah, if you're any of these top 5, you kind of want to have that buffer with the lapped car right behind you, pushing you. But sometimes it could work out. Other times it won't work out in your favor. Lewis still having the race lead. He's got the number 89, his teammate behind him. And then you have the other teammate of the 89 and 6 of Chapman up on that outside, pushing Ethan Winter along. Where does Zach Kerr go? Where does Williams go? Where do all these drivers go? Are we going to possibly see a 3-wide situation on this final lap? We got one more lap to decide it and see what's going to end up happening. It's going to be a total banger here tonight.
They work the back straightaway. A little shuffle and jiving. Here comes Williams, and he pushes now the machine at Chapman. There's contact, and they're not backing off. Talk about virtual social distancing. It's out the window between Chapman and Williams. That's now the purple cars. It's Richie, a lap car, in the fight with the leaders. Here they come to the flag off turn 4. 2.5 miles remain. Playoffs decided in one more lap. White flag in the air. 1 to go. Final time. Wreckers or checkers. It's Greathead leading. Will he be in that top spot when we come back on the other side, though? In memory of the great Ozzy Osbourne. They're in turn 2 there. Dylan.
How wide does Lewis Greathead make his car? Does he go up to the top to block the run? He's going to stay down low with his teammate. They're getting a little bit spicy down on the inside. Ethan Winter holding strong in that middle, but lost a little bit of ground going into turn 3.
And here comes Greathead down to the inside. Wayne Burke will follow. Will he pull out of line? Will he go for it? His teammate with Team Conning. Here he comes on the outside. Got a push with Chapman below the double yellow line, and they're crashing. I think Wayne Burke did it. Crashing. Wayne Burke has won this race. I think Wayne Burke got him.
What a finish.
And you gotta wonder if Greathead is going to possibly suffer a penalty because on the last lap, he drove below the double yellow line. Now, I don't know if they enforce it in Australian NASCAR like the real NASCAR Cup Series does, but look at this. He's already driving below the double yellow line. He did it on his own accord. Boy, we need to see a couple more angles of this. I believe Jason Race Control, somebody help me out here. I don't know if you guys follow NASCAR, but if you go below the double yellow line, well, we're all the way on the back stretch now. Okay, here we come. Watch this again. See what he's doing, Dylan? Look at that. And I don't know why he's done it, because he's not being forced or pushed below the double yellow line. Wayne Burke, he wins the race. He might have won it by a very slim margin, my good, by a fingernail, but he's won this race. Wayne Burke wins Daytona. He won a couple of weeks ago in the street race at Chicago, and now Wayne Burke wins here at Daytona to close the regular season of Australian NASCAR Championship. Unbelievable. Wayne Burke is burning it down.
Yeah, I think honestly, if Lewis Greathead kept it up on the racetrack, I don't think Ethan Winter would have been able to get in between the 89 and the number 6, and we would have had a good old style fashion drag race to the start finish line. But going below the double yellow line, I get why you do it. You want to be as safe as possible, but that just opened up a lot of opportunities
Nobody
for
was
the
there,
89 to get
though.
around.
But Dylan, nobody was there. I'm not trying to rebuttal your comment, but why would you do that? I mean, he possibly might be disqualified or be sent to the tail end of the field of the lead lap cars because he might forfeit second for doing that move. Now, I'm not yet, but if you do that in real life, you're forfeiting your spot. You're not winning the Daytona 500 or the Coke Zero 400, which, by the way, is coming up here in a couple of weeks at the World Center of Racing. And Wayne Burke, he's the winner. Second, I question. I'm going to have to check with race control with Nigel and Jason on that one. Lewis Greathead right now showing second. Ethan Winter third. Sam Chapman fourth. Zach Kerr, the points leader, is going to leave here with a top 5 finish. And then it is Tyler Williams, Shane Bowen, Josh Mickelmore, Brent Hobson, and Aaron Gilbert, the top 10. You got the rest of the finishing order, my friend, Dylan.
In 11th position, we have Henry King. 12th is going to be Jamie Ritchie. 13th, Bad Fast Brad Newman. 14th is going to be Fitzroy Beaumont. 15th is going to be Tom Freer. 16th, Brenton West. 17th, Matt Danson. 18th is going to be Jason Holdsworth. And rounding out your 19 car field here tonight is going to be Dave Douglas.
And Dave's already on the golf course, is what we're told. He's already preparing to golf, so, man, have fun, no doubt. For Wayne Burke, this is his 29th start in NASCAR Sports Australia. It will be his 5th win overall, 14th top 5, and 23rd top 10 for Wayne Burke. We have not took a break in a while. We got to sort things out. Common racing, is it foul or faux? We'll find out. We got to get the word from race control. We'll check with them and find out how they decide things. What do you think, audience? Is it a DQ or is it second place for the man of great Lewis Greathead, who, by the way, had a phenomenal race until all of that happened coming to the flag? We determine all of this when we come back from Daytona. One thing we do know, Wayne Burke wins here at the World Center of Racing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
A quick correction. Lewis Greathead will be credited for second place. My apologies, everybody. I am new to the Aussie NASCAR rulebook and all of the things that happen with the way they operate. It is fair game, double yellow line, and all. I did not get the memo until after. I made it a point to check. Lewis Greathead will be credited with the bridesmaid position. But Wayne Burke, Team Vermilion 1 and 2. Vortex with winner in third. We got him on the podium. Dylan and myself, I'm Wesley, and we grabbed now the winner, Wayne Burke from Melbourne, Australia. Wayne, congratulations, man. Fifth NASCAR Australian Championship victory overall. But boy, what was the setup? The outside lane, was it access denied until the end of this thing?
Yeah, for sure. I was actually really worried. Ethan had a good run like halfway through that last lap, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get up there to have a shot at Lewis, but the lane opened up coming off 4 there, and yeah, just got enough of a push and just got the slingshot, which was awesome, and awesome to grab another win for Vermilion and to get some playoff points. It's just good night for us.
Dylan.
Yeah, so Wayne, you had pretty much a quiet night. You stayed towards the back, didn't really see too much of you there towards the beginning of the race, but there towards the end, you had your teammate of Lewis Greathead in front of you. Was it more of just telling him to keep his eyes on the front, in front of him, not making sure he's mirror driving? You wanted to do all that for him, pushing him all the way around the racetrack, and then did you tell him, like, hey, last lap, anything goes, I'm going to do what I can to either A, push you to a race win, or was it B, I'm going to try to get my win for myself?
So pretty much while we were riding after that restart, we obviously restarted behind each other, or behind him, so it was just a matter of just holding the lead and just keeping everyone behind us so we could just control the race. And then, I think we didn't actually say anything, but I think the last lap was just an unspoken thing. Like, if we were able to race without sort of, harming the other person, which we were, I think it's just all fair game on that last lap. I think it would have been different if we were side by side. I probably would have just pushed him again like I did in round 1. But, I think it was unspoken and I had a clear run, so had to do it.
Man, Wayne, I got to ask you, man, was this probably one of the most calm Daytona races you think you've ever been a part of? Like, wow, I'm blown away.
A little bit, but then in saying that, like, they had some wild moments on the back straight with some of the blocks being thrown, but it was calm for me. I sat in the back early, but and at the end, like, to have my teammates with me makes it a lot easier. And so that was calm, and it was just good to get the run at the end and get the checkered flag.
Well, Bud, before we let you go, please thank your sponsors. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at Darlington.
Yeah, thanks. Got to thank the Motorsport guys, the Conti setup guys for great docs, Supernova Motorsports, Vermilion X Coaching, and 96 Designs.
Career start 29, as I mentioned before the commercial break, for Wayne Burke. He won the Chicago Street Race. He wins here in Daytona for his 5th now win in the NASCAR, or the Australian NASCAR Championships. It is now his 23rd top 5, 87th. Yes, sir, count it. 87th overall. I'm sorry, my apologies there. 4th win, 14th top 5, and 23rd now top 10. Wayne Burke with a phenomenal job again for this guy. Let's go now and grab the man that finishes spot. It is Lewis Greathead. Lewis, and I want to apologize for saying you were DQ'd when you weren't DQ'd, but I wanted to make sure I had the right clarification. But I'll tell you what, my friend, you were locked on the bottom and you were not giving up that spot. I got to ask you, though, why did you dive below the double yellow line? Did you feel like you could maybe get some faster momentum going to the inside? Because I know nobody pushed you there.
Yeah, I saw Wayne get the run, and I was like, oh, I'll try anything I can to be a few thousandths ahead. I believe my words were for the last 150 meters before the line was no, but it was a good win for Wayne. Like I said to Wayne, we raced. Yeah, no. We both race hard. We both have a head screwed on, so we know when we can race and we know when to work together.
Yeah, I think Dylan knows what I'm talking about. I don't know if you have them commercials in Australia, but the bounty commercials where the guy spills something or the girl spills something on the table and it's about to like ruin pictures or something, and they're saying no, and it fades away in the echo. I got a feeling pantomiming that's exactly what you did, Dylan.
It's like you were in my Discord.
Not really much to say other than, congratulations on the P2 here tonight. Obviously leading 43 laps of the race. Just got to kind of ask, how did your beginning of your race go with all the moving around on top lane, bottom lane, the heavy blocking throughout the whole entire race? Were you just kind of like clenching a little bit, hoping that nothing ended up happening and you got through it? Or were you like, hey, you know what? Anything goes at this point.
I mean, sort of to be expected in this series amongst a few people. A few people don't like some other people, so we know that there was going to be some things like that happening. But nah, I exactly like I did in round one when I got the win. Hug the bottom, don't move. I tend to get myself to the front and like to stay there. So
Great Head, I see that you're not going to be in the playoffs. For the next season to come, are you going to try to pull in that charter to be able to go for it, or what's the reason not doing it?
I'm not sure about the whole playoff thing because I know you have to miss or you have to do an X amount of races, but there was a race on the Australian Grand Prix weekend. But I need to speak to Nigel about that.
I got you. Well, buddy, before we let you go, Lewis, please thank your sponsors, man. I will tell you this. I think that you knew you needed to be on the inside. Catfishing was the way to go to win Daytona. And, man, I mean, if things would have went about 2/10 another direction coming to the checkered flag, I think we'd be talking to you as the winner.
Yeah. I like to think that Wayne helped me out with the first win, so I like to think that I lifted a little bit to let him have the win, but that was definitely not the case. But sponsors wise, obviously all the boys at Vermilion Esports, and also Ethan's team as well. We work quite closely with them. Web Design, Supernova Motorsports, Vermilion X Coaching, and thekartshop.com.au, and of course Team Conji Setups.
So Team Connie and Vermilion Chevrolets 1 and 2, as we mentioned, and winner on deck coming up here for third. But when it's all said and done for the Australian NASCAR Championship overall, Lewis Greathead career start number 26 tonight. He does have, obviously, 2 wins. Tonight's victory, runner-up spot will now give him a 14th top 5 and a credit of a 20th top 10 for Lewis Greathead, though he is not going to the playoffs. We grab now the driver of Ethan Winter, who was third in the point standings coming into tonight's race, and Ethan Winter will settle third tonight. Ready for the postseason. Ethan, your take of this race. Was it a very calm run in Daytona? What was it like for you in the cockpit of your car, settling for a podium third finish?
Yeah, it's probably certainly calmer than it typically would. I think that's, a few factors there that contribute to that, like that lower car count. And I think as a group, we had 6 cars at the front, and that kind of, we're kind of working together there, not taking, big risks there. So certainly made it calmer at the front. And I think, as a group, we really did execute really well there. To have, I think, 5 of us in the top 5, as a group. Just speaks to execution down pit lane and some luck there at times for a few of us, but overall I can't complain about third.
Yeah, absolutely. You had a really good run. You stayed quiet for the most part, getting that number 39 machine up to where you wanted to be. Obviously, you started in P number 4. You kind of kept it there. You just wanted to be calm, be patient, be smooth with everything. We've seen a couple of 3-wide moves out of you throughout the rest of the race. What more did you need? Did you want to try to put a 3-wide there on that final lap, trying to get to where you needed it to be? Or did you just like, hey, you know what, just in case something does happen and he comes down, you just backed out of it and you were going to settle for third?
Yeah, I think that sequence, all started on the backstretch of the last lap. Tyler kind of got into my rear, not square, and that kind of broke the momentum of the outside lane, and obviously allowed Wayne to get to the outside of Lewis. And then I was gonna shoot it to the middle of both of them, and I honestly had a better run than both of them, but I just saw Wayne closing the door, and figured it probably wasn't worth throwing away a good result for all of us, so I just backed out of it. And Tyler came in late to give me a push there to get me third.
Well, Ethan, before we do let you go, sir, please thank your sponsors. And obviously, we will see how it all shakes out for the playoffs. We'll see you at Darlington in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, thanks to, obviously, our major sponsor at Maddington and Cunningville Toyota, Graham Electrical and Data, Soul Deep Massage Clinic, KZS Auto Works, Pace Graphics, Styled Imagery, Casey Simon Cinematography, and obviously Team Connie for supplying us the goods week in, week out to allow me to run out the front.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the way things shake, rattle, and roll in the virtual world of Australian NASCAR Championships for the esports race tonight to close the regular season. For Ethan Winter, by the way, I love giving stats. Tonight was his 47th overall race with Australian NASCAR Championship. He has 8 wins, 23 top 5s, and now 27 top 10s. So the playoffs will be determined. We are heading to Darlington. Remember, this is a bi-weekly series, and we go to Darlington in 2 weeks. Dylan, your final take here tonight of Daytona, sir. The regular season is done. Everybody that met the minimum requirements, had the wins, will be tallied to go to the round of 12. 12 drivers will officially race for the playoff championships. They have not they have. Can we update the 12 drivers? Can we do that? No, actually, you know what? I don't think they have yet. It's not official. It's not official, so I don't want to put that out there. This was the cut line. This was the window, and this is where we're at right now. But as you said, though, Dylan McDonald, there is requirements, minimum of races needed, not just wins required to qualify. And we know some guys that are right there in yellow are not going to make the cutoff of the 12. We know, obviously, I think with the bad luck for Dave Douglas, he's out. Steven Williams in the 34 make a push after having a solid finish. I really don't know what the tell of the tape will be, but man, your final take of Daytona, one caution flag. I'm just blown away at that. It was a very entertaining race. Was done in 1 hour and 7 minutes. And, of course, now we look for Darlington coming up here in 2 weeks, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this racetrack always going to provide extremely good racing. Obviously, only having that one caution kind of threw it all a different strategy. Should have been a couple more, but what can you take from it, right? I mean, it's Daytona. The wrecks are going to happen. One thing that we didn't see tonight, though, was the big one, which is always good. You never want to see the big one. Seeing one car get airborne, but the quality of racing here tonight was just absolutely marvelous. Everybody doing what they had to do, the blocks, the controlling both lanes, doing whatever they had to do. In 2 weeks' time, though, Darlington, who's going to get that Darlington stripe? Who's going to be able to take it across the start-finish line, getting the win, starting off the playoffs on the right note with a race win and moving in advanced way to the next round. So can't wait to see how that happens and see what goes on that side of things. But you go from Daytona to Darlington, one of the hardest tracks on the schedule to round out the rest of the season.
The Lady in Black, the track that's too tough to tame, obviously starts the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And for the virtual drivers of Motorsport Australia, Australian NASCAR Esports, for their run to the championship, they're going to have to go through Darlington. And you saw Richmond and you saw Bristol, just the first 3 tracks. I mean, think about it as we show you the finish one more time. By the way, I want to apologize to our audience. It was no penalty for going below the double yellow line. Again, I didn't want to try to make anybody out there get mad at me as far as talking about saying Greathead was disqualified or would be disqualified. I don't think I ever said that. I just said we need to get clarification to see if it's a possibility. But it's fair game. he still come up short when Wayne Burke picked up the win. Hey, coming up this week, we've got more great coverage on the networks of the Australian NASCAR E-Series. Back with Nolan Nigel coming up, of course, on Tuesday night, mates and mateys. We got the next round of the Burley Motor Group X Series. We're going to be at Iowa Speedway for round number 5. Coverage will begin around 8 p.m. Australia Standard Time and 6 a.m. in America. I'll be right up with you guys. We'll do it again. And I believe it is Dylan and Nigel, Nigel Siddell, on Thursday night for the Truck Series. And I believe they're planning to be at Kentucky Speedway. And same time, same network, of course, on Motorsport Australia Esports. As always, thank you to Jason Holdsworth as well as Nigel Siddell and all the amazing people for what they do with the events. Thank you to you, awesome Australian gentlemen, ladies, mates and mateys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Get ready for a fun week ahead as we roll into August. We'll see you in 2 weeks for playoff round 1 at Darlington. And as we mentioned, Iowa and Kentucky. For producer, director, Mr. Biggles, Dean Hopton, always a pleasure and a joy being able to work for a friend. It's been fun working the last couple of weeks with the man up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the rumbler of Mr. Dylan McDonald. And as always, I'm your favorite Aussie American announcer, Wesley Outland. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your week. Congratulations, Wayne Burke, winner of the regular season finale for the Australian NASCAR Championships at Daytona. We'll see you at Darlington. And we're ready to see who is going to hoist the title in 6 weeks. Good evening.